Like a hot potato, the party itself embracing the Aiken-Ryan basic position on rape and abortion. NBC News confirming that draft language for the GOP's official platform ahead of next week's convention in Tampa calls for a human life amendment that would outlaw abortion in all circumstances, including rape. One of the most outspoken advocates of women's health and women's rights on Capitol Hill is Democratic Congresswoman from Wisconsin. Gwen took to the House floor earlier this year, you may recall, while advocating the Violence Against Women's Act and recounted her own rape.
Violence, domestic violence, has been a thread throughout my personal life, up to and including being a child repeatedly sexually assaulted, up and to and including being an adult who's been raped.
Congresswoman Gwen Moore joins me today. Congresswoman, it's nice to have you here, and I want to start by playing another part of Todd Aiken's apology ad for everybody that was released today, and I'll get your reaction on the other side. Take a look.
Rape is an evil act. I used the wrong words in the wrong way, and for that I apologize.
Congresswoman, apologized twice now, Aiken has in 24 hours. As a survivor yourself of sexual assault, are Aiken's words of apology enough?
Thomas, this is not about words, it's about beliefs. I don't believe that Mr. Aiken is a rapist by any means, but the fact is that he is a sponsor of major legislation that redefines rape, and while he's the fall guy being asked to get out of town by sundown, there are 232 other people who voted for changing the definition of rape. Legitimate rape, forcible rape. I can tell you that hailing from Milwaukee, Wisconsin, we had the publisher of the Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel along with the Commissioner of Health be commissioned by United Way to do a study on teen pregnancy here in our town. Milwaukee had been in the top 10 for teen pregnancy for decades. And 6 years ago, they commissioned this study and found that 71% of underage pregnancies were as the result of adult men impregnating underage girls. 71%. Rape, incest, dating violence, rape, statutory rape, legitimate rape, illegitimate rape was the cause of this. And the problem with his words and his apology is that it perpetuates the "oh, she wanted it" frame of mind, that somehow the victim is responsible for her own rape.
Congresswoman,
I can tell you.
Real quickly, though, as we talk about this, and as you're pointing out a great distinction about words mattering, actions also matter, too, and the Democrats have repeatedly drawn connections between Todd Aiken and Paul Ryan now, especially since war on women and the words that he uttered have erupted, the two co-sponsoring two different pieces of legislation together, H.R. 212, the Sanctity of Human Life, which extended personhood privileges to fetuses. Then there's H.R. 3805, the Ultrasound-Informed Consent Act, which would ensure that women seeking an abortion receive an ultrasound. Yesterday, Senator Claire McCaskill, who Aiken is trying to unseat, called Aiken's comments a peek behind the curtain. As we get the full look at what's happening now with Todd Aiken, are we supposed to really pay attention to the deeds and the actions of what the voting records are for Aiken and Paul Ryan and the works that they've sponsored together?
And, you know, Thomas, I think that's why they want Aiken to hit the road. Because if they peek behind the curtain, they'll see that not only has Paul Ryan co-sponsored and voted for all these bills, but 232 other Republicans share this point of view. They may not have said it, but they share this point of view. And so this might not only imperil the seat in Missouri that they thought was low-hanging fruit, but all down the ticket, the American people will be able to see what the real platform of the Republican Party is. You know, no longer will people be able to rely on just voting Republican like my daddy and granddaddy did. This is not your grandfather's GOP.
You know, at the end of the day, as we look at all of this, the big players, the main players in this latest debate over social issues, Todd Akin, Mitt Romney, Paul Ryan, the president, they all have one thing in common, that they're men. So what's your take on this renewed debate over women's issues being thrashed in the public forum by men?
Well, you know, they don't want to call it a war on women, fine. But I can tell you that these attitudes, I said before, perpetuate the rape syndrome. And it really excuse the rapist from his behavior and blame it all on women. You know, so while some teen mom, age 16, 15, is out there being denied all kind of benefits, reviled for being a loose woman,
right.
Some man 20 years old or older is supported in his notion that, oh, I didn't really rape her. She asked for it. She just wanted it.
Congresswoman Gwen Moore, it's great to have you here. Thank you for making time for us. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Absolutely. We want to bring in our Tuesday Political Power panel. We have Ruth Marcus, editorial writer for The Washington Post, Keith Boykin, CNBC contributor and columnist for BET, and